everyone. A few days ago, I got one of these books. It's History of the French Revolution. I did not know much about the French Revolution except that King Louis and his wife Marie Antoinette got their heads chopped off, and the revolution ended when Emperor Napoleon sort of took charge. You can learn a lot from history, especially when your neck is not on the chopping block. I also loved history, except when I had to memorize all the dates for the exams. But if you really read the biographies and autobiographies of great leaders or actors, you learn a lot. You learn a lot from their life experiences, and perhaps it helps you with your own life. So one of the best histories of the French Revolution was written by Thomas Carlyle. He wrote it in 1835, which is about 185 years ago. And you don't have to remember the date. But he wrote one of the finest versions of the French Revolution. He was a great historian, but he was not rich at all. And it took him 2 years to write the first volume of his 3-volume history. And throughout that time, he was struggling with finances. He had almost no money in the bank, and but he was so passionate about writing the history of the French Revolution, and he was very sure that when his book does come out, it will do very well. So over a period of 2 years, he wrote, he read, he took notes, he wrote down notes, and you must remember that in 1835, there were no typewriters, so everything had to be done by hand. So it took him 2 years to write down the first volume, and then just when it was ready, one day his friend who was a philosopher, John Stuart Mill, John came to visit him. And Thomas said, "Hey John, will you read this manuscript and give me whatever insights you can give me so that I can improve the manuscript." So John took it home and was going to read it. But about a week later, when Thomas and his wife were sitting, suddenly there was a knock on the door, and Thomas opened the door and saw that it was John, and he looked like death. And Thomas Carlyle thought that John is unwell, and he said, come sit, what happened? Tell me what happened. And John told him, Stuart Mills told him, that you see, he had kept the manuscript of the French Revolution on a desk, on a table, and his housekeeper, because it was wrapped in a newspaper, thought that it was paper for the fireplace. And so she had taken the whole manuscript, 2 years worth of work of this man's life, and simply thrown that into the fireplace, and it got burnt up. When he told this to Thomas Carlyle and his wife started crying, and the three of them just sat there for a while, not knowing what to say. And after a while, Thomas Carlyle sort of tapped John Stuart Mill on his shoulder and said, John, don't worry, you know what, maybe it was not good. Maybe the manuscript was not that good anyway, and whether it was good or bad, it doesn't matter because it's gone and there is nothing we can do about it. So, just forget about it. And so they sat for a while, and then John Stuart Mills left, and Thomas Carlyle and his wife were completely sort of in shock. They had no money, and now the manuscript was gone, and it was 2 years worth of writing. And Thomas Carlyle told his wife that, you know what, John is feeling very bad about him, but we must make sure that he does not come to know the real extent of our problems. You see, the bigger problem was that Thomas Carlyle had made all these notes by hand, and he had thrown the notes away. So there was nothing left to write the new manuscript from. So not only did he have no money in the bank, he had no manuscript and he had no notes left. And that night when he went to sleep, he was completely broken apart. He was completely distraught. He was in anguish, and, thinking about death and wondering how is he going to survive. And he thought about it all night, and in the morning he started thinking that as long as God has given in me the ability to play the game, I must not give up. I must not quit. As long as I have it in me to play the game, I must not quit the game. And he decided that he will think of this as if a very difficult school teacher has taken his homework and thrown it away because his answers were not good enough. And so next morning he went up to his desk and he started writing again. And he wrote and he wrote and he wrote and he wrote for the next 1 year. And then he continued writing volume 2 and 3. And almost 2 years after the first manuscript was burnt, he finished his History of the French Revolution. And to this date, his book and his volumes are regarded as one of the finest stories of the French Revolution. And perhaps that is what we must learn from history, and that is what we must learn from this. You see, Thomas Carlyle also said that the history of the world is but the biography of a few great men. And that is so true, because great men make their own history. They have the ability to bend the arc of circumstances by the sheer will and courage and perseverance of their character. And today we are stuck in a time where we all think that time is being wasted, time is gone, all our work has been destroyed. We do not know what the year holds for us. All these months of just staying at home and not knowing what to do, that is a setback, and we wonder how we will play the game again. And perhaps that is what we must learn from great people from history, that we must bend the arc of circumstances by the strength of our character. So as we get into with online classes and online Zoom meetings and online webinars and try and figure out our lives again, let us never forget that we must never quit the game so long as we have the ability to play the game. God bless. Thank you.